Good morning. Welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, September 30th, 2009. It's the last day of the third quarter. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our instant mail address on AOL is CATEX-TV. Today's birthday, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Elie Wiesel, is 81 years old today. He also is a noted author as well as a noted humanitarian. The stock market is down about 77 points now. We'll get to some discussion of the economic data later. In the meantime, we have a lot of seismic news. We'll start with the most recent first. A powerful earthquake has rocked western Indonesia. Here you see the two blue dots, the main quake and the aftershock. The first quake had a 7.9 magnitude and the aftershock was about 5.5. This story is coming out of Jakarta. Witnesses say that western Indonesia saw toppled buildings, electricity cut, and at least several people injured. The quake struck about 30 miles off the coast of Sumatra. The quake was in the exact same fault area that spawned the massive 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. That killed more than 230,000 people. The tsunami warning was duly issued for countries along the Indian Ocean, but it was lifted about 90 minutes later. Witnesses said that hundreds of homes collapsed and that a road to the coastal town of Padang was cut off. Well, yesterday we came on with breaking news regarding the earthquake in American Samoa. Now over 110 people have been confirmed dead. Look at this. This is a shot from the U.S. Geological Survey. Now this is unprecedented. My producer and I were looking at this before we went on. We have never seen a picture like this. These blue squares indicate earthquakes that have occurred in the last 24 hours. And you can count them if you like. There's approximately 15 or so of them there. The biggest one, of course, is the 8.2 earthquake. That spawned a pretty good-sized tsunami. It flattened many villages in American Samoa. We have a picture here of one of the main towns. Other photos that you can find on the internet have overturned cars. A number of cars and a number of people were swept out to sea. People were fleeing the earthquake, which now estimates are as high as that the Richter scale record on this one was 8.3. People were fleeing the low-lying areas, trying to get up to the mountains. The quake was about 125 miles from Samoa. Samoa has about 180,000 people on it. It's located about halfway between New Zealand and Hawaii. 4 tsunami waves, 15 to 20 feet high, roared ashore on American Samoa. They reached up to a mile inland. This is according to the National Park Service. The capital of American Samoa, Apia, was virtually deserted by afternoon. Businesses and schools had closed. The city of Pago Pago had streets filled with ocean debris, mud, and overturned cars, as well as several boats. They're going to be without electricity there for up to a month. The president in the United States, in Washington, Obama, has declared a major disaster for American Samoa. And then finally, if that's not enough, as we were researching these two stories, this earthquake appeared. The red square is one that occurred in the last hour. This is a 5.7. It's just south of the island of New Guinea, as you see. There are no reports of any damage or injuries. There's no indication that a tsunami alert has been issued, but we'll keep watching this. But it's really been quite a very active time out in that area. To the economic news. The recession faded in the spring with economic activity in the U.S. shrinking at a pace of just 0.7%. This was better than what economists had been expecting. Economists had been expecting a 1.1% shrinkage, but it only went down 0.7%. So the small dip in GDP for the April to June quarter follows the 6.4% drop in the first 3 months of the year. This is a big improvement. This shows the economy shrinking at a less than 1% pace than had been previously estimated. GDP, of course, measures the value of all goods and services produced in the U.S. It's the best estimate of the country's economic health. A main reason that the second quarter didn't slip as much: businesses did not cut back spending on equipment and software as deeply as the government had thought that they would. And the consumers also didn't trim their spending as much. Where they're getting the money, I don't know. Big Japanese insurance mergers in the works. Mitsui Sumitomo Insurance Holdings, IOI Insurance Company, and Nissay Dowa General Insurance this morning released details of a planned merger. It's going to create Japan's largest non-life insurer by premium revenue. The companies plan to integrate operations next April under a holding company named MS&AD Insurance Group Holdings. Mitsui Sumitomo President Toshikai Egashira will become the holding company's president. We'll now go to a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news. Well, we finally have the long-awaited successor to Hartford's Romney heir. Here he is. This is former Bank of America executive Liam McGee. He's going to replace Romney as chairman and CEO of the Hartford effective October 1. Mr. Ayer, of course, announced back in June that he's going to retire by the end of the year. He's going to stay on until November 1 to help with the transition. Mr. McGee was born in Ireland. He was raised in Southern California. He left Bank of America recently, where he last served as president of its consumer and small business banking operation, overseeing more than 6,000 U.S. branches and 100,000 employees. McGee's three-decade career has been in banking rather than in insurance. Before going to BOA, he was a senior executive at Wells Fargo. Of course, he comes to the Hartford 6 months after the company posted a Q1 loss of $1.2 billion and stopped selling annuities in the Japanese and UK markets, and only 4 months after it accepted a $3.4 billion loan from the U.S. government under the TARP plan. Mr. McGee told Reuters that he would immediately move to strengthen Hartford's risk management, quote, to avoid the mistakes of the past. Good luck, Mr. McGee. You have a big job up there. Some interesting news coming out of Europe. The president of Travelers European Operations, Martin Hudson, is going to leave the company. No reason was given for Mr. Hudson's departure, but the company confirmed that Kevin Smith, who serves as president of international business for Travelers, will assume his position. Alan Schnitzer, vice chairman of Travelers, issued a statement. He said, quote, "After nearly 30 years with Travelers, we'd like to thank Hudson for his loyal service to the company." Not Martin Hudson, not Mr. Hudson, but simply Hudson, for his loyal service to the company. We wish him well in the future. Smith assumed his current international role at Travelers back in May of this year. He's responsible for all the company's overseas business, including operations